Yo, what up? Let's go. Wow. What's up? Welcome back to the podcast, Breaking Free Speech, the Breaking Free Skatepark podcast. It's good to be back. Got a couple things on the table today. We're going to talk, one, about winter hours and hours in general and expanding a little bit of our hours in light of the current situation with school and everything. Exciting. Two, we will speak briefly about the Roc City Skatepark. That'll be cool. And three, I'm going to talk generally about this winter at the skate park. Things on the horizon. So let's go in there and let's try to get it. Anyway, so first and foremost, the schedule. I'm going to put it right here on the screen. If you're on YouTube, it'll be right there. So this is the new updated calendar. It's the thing I've been doing where we upload a BFS calendar constantly, so it shows the hours and everything, and whatever's on the schedule and whatnot. Hopefully it's a little easier to discern because some people seem to have a lot of trouble figuring out the sessions and the hours. It's really confusing, apparently. Who knows? So, on this calendar, September is as September, and the rest of the summer has been closed on Monday and Tuesday, 4 to 9 Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 10 to 8 on Saturday, 12 to 4 on Sunday. The normal summer schedule, less Tuesday. Come October, we're going back to winter hours, so we're expanding it. So adding winter hours means a few things. We're adding a couple sessions. 1, Friday night, 9 to 11, late night, 16 and older. That session is 9 to 11 p.m. late at night, Friday night, 16 and over. It's a good time for you older guys who don't want to be bothered with annoying little kids around or annoying little preteens or whatever that you think is annoying. I'm not saying they're annoying. I'm saying you might think they're annoying. I get it. Sometimes you just don't want to be around those kids. Cool. Also, there are demographics of people that come in that are a little bit rougher around the edges, and it's not the best for them to commingle with the parents and little kids. It's a bad look for me. So, if you're one of those guys that comes in the skate park and you're a little rough around the, the edges, and maybe you're smelling a little skunky or something, it's best for you to come on that late session when there should be no young guys around. You want to be a positive influence, and if you can't be a positive influence, just don't be an influence. Don't be around them, right? The children are our future. So then Saturdays, we add the 8-10 session, another late night session. This one is 16 or older unless you have a pass. So anyone that has a month, annual, or season pass can stay in that late session. Otherwise, it's 16 and older. So again, similar situation to Friday night, the expanded hours. Sundays where the hours really change. Sunday, we add the 10 to 12 old guys session, old timers, we call it. Old timers, not old guys. That's no need to be gender specific here. Sunday morning, 10 to 12. In skate park terms, old is 25, believe it or not. So the rules are you got to be 25 or have a beard. There are no kids allowed in that Sunday morning session. Tends to be about a mid-30s area skateboarder demographic on those days. Some bikers come too, but it's good. It's mellow. A lot of those guys are hanging out. They're talking. They're not taking a ton of runs. They're not young and trying to prove how good they are. They're just having a good time shooting the stuff and skating and riding. It's fun. It's good. If you're old, if you haven't rode in a while, it's a great time to come in and, mellow environment. Sunday, regular day, we expand from just being 12 to 4. We add a 4 to 8 session, so Sunday looks a lot more like Saturday. There's a weird thing with the skate park where Saturdays and Sundays are very different in the summer, but come wintertime, Saturdays and Sundays are a lot more similar looking. Although, I will say, Saturday tends to be a lot of regulars. Sunday tends to be a lot of what I call them non-riders. You get people like, oh, where are we going to go? Trampoline park or skate park? Like, all right, let's go to the skate park. Throw our kids out there. Let them get in the way. If you've been there on some Sundays, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But, as annoying or frustrating as some noobs might be in your way and not paying attention, it's good to get new people in the sport, because new people in the sport means more attention. It means more product sales, which means more money goes in the sport, which means more brands can expand and sponsor more riders, which means you're more likely to get sponsored. So new people riding is a good thing across the board, and it wouldn't hurt to be a nice guy. And if there's a little kid getting in the way, say, hey, little kid getting in the way, I'm an older guy. Look at me. I know what I'm doing. I've been here before. Look at this kickflip. Oops, didn't land it. Anyway, can you not stand there? Can you only go once and wait your turn? Little camaraderie goes a real long way out here, guys. And just because the little kid's on a scooter and you're on a bike or a skateboard doesn't mean you can't take that kid under your wing a little bit and say, hey, you're kind of being annoying, but I love you. Wait your turn. And then the parents who are up in the loft watching go, wow, look at that. That local guy is giving my kid a pointer. This is a cool place. Everyone wins. No one in that situation loses. World is a better place across the board. Thanks. Moving along. The big announcement, the big thing in the schedule is, if you're looking at the map, you're looking at October, you're looking at Wednesdays. They're a different shade, indicating something different. That's right. We are doing something different. This is the big one. This is big news. We are now going to open at noon on Wednesdays. This is going to be like a provisional thing we're trying. It seems like most schools are off on Wednesdays, so we're going to open at noon. So it'll basically run 12 to 4 would be $15. All day pass would be like a Saturday, $25. We do have Wi-Fi. If you do need to, do some schoolwork, you can do it there. Zoom might be tough. There's only a limited amount of bandwidth, and if everyone's on the computer and trying to Zoom, it might be a problem. Although, whatever. So this is we're going to do this for for October and most likely November. Because there's the whole, I know at least the city schools do a 10-week thing before they go back in. So we're going to try that. Let me know in the comments here, whether Instagram or YouTube, how you feel about that. Are you going to come in? Does that 12 to 4 work for you? Would a different day be good for you? I'd love to get feedback on this. It's going to be interesting trying this new thing. I'm going to give up some more hours of my life to do this, but we'll get to how that's a little bit different in the third section. But there it is. Winter hours begin. Basically, Friday, October 2nd will be the first day of winter hours. Full schedule. Boom. We're back. We're ripping. Let's do it. Thumbs up. Section 2. Have a little sip of coffee here because, I love my coffee. Been cleaning all day. My coffee's room temperature. Meh. Let's talk about the Roc City Skatepark. This is pretty exciting stuff. People have been asking me about it a lot lately, especially because it's like, they're pouring concrete downtown. If you don't know, the Roc City Skatepark is the current name they're using for the park that's being built in downtown Rochester, almost directly underneath the Frederick Douglass Susan B. Anthony Bridge, which is 490, the interstate. The Friends of the Roc City Skatepark is the nonprofit organization that's been advocating for this park and fighting for this park for over a decade. I believe they started in what year? Do I have a pin? I thought I had one. Well, they've been around for a decade. I know that for sure. I've been on the board for 5-6 years, although I'm in a less active role now. The board has been through a lot of different changes, but it never stopped their focus on trying to get you guys an outdoor park in Rochester. We've had the support of many mayors, and the project never came to fruition. A lot of bureaucratic nonsense, a lot of politics. All the politicians, in my opinion, all politicians are bad, but whatever. With the help of the Tony Hawk Foundation and the Ralph Wilson Foundation, we secured a lot of funding, and it's finally happened. And thanks to Alec from the Tony Hawk Foundation, he played a pivotal role in the situation. it's happening. It's crazy. It's cool. People have asked me about this thing for years because they're like, oh my God, you own an indoor park. Is this going to be an issue for you? And of course not, because I'm on the board. If I thought it was an issue for me, like perhaps I wouldn't be on the board. So where we sit right now is concrete's being poured. If you haven't seen, you can follow Roc City Skatepark on Instagram. They're like pretty close to getting done. The park is scheduled to be open sometime in October. I believe the board is planning a grand opening ceremony. It's a little weird opening the park just at the end of the season, but it takes so long to pour the concrete and cure the concrete, and they started working last, just the tail end of winter. But once it gets too cold, I guess they can't really do too much work out there. So this is how the timeline had to be. But it's really exciting. We're going to have I don't know, it's like 15,000 square feet, 10,000, 12,000 square feet. We did get the add-on selection. If you went to any of the public forum meetings, there was like all this design that went into it. There was this add-on section. The project's generally supposed to be a phased project. There will be a bigger phase later. A lot of stuff. So that's really, really exciting. I've tried to get some of the RCP guys, by that I mean like the ones who are really at the top doing, all the work, who really know all the ins and outs, to kind of come on the podcast and talk about it. But it's really hard to work people's schedules out. We're maybe still going to try and do that. I'd love to do a series with Alan from RCP and just kind of maybe give the timeline, just get the story out there so everyone really knows it, because there's always a lot of misinformation and people saying this and that, and blah, 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 whatever. So that's really cool. Maybe I'll put a picture up here. So how it pertains to me, I have this conversation with a lot of people a lot lately. Everyone's asking me about it. I'll just put it out here in the podcast. I am not worried about the outdoor park. As I said in the earlier sections of the podcast, what's good between, it's good to get new riders into the sport. Everything you do for the sport, the sports, the community, helps everyone in the long run. I'm dedicated to the long run. Like, if Rochester became a mecca for riding and skateboarding and scootering in the next, 5 years because of this outdoor park, and it got to the point where it actually put me out of business, but there was like hundreds of more people skating and riding, like that would be a bad thing for me, but it'd be a net gain for everyone, and I would probably be okay with that. But the reality is, if there was 100, 200 more people riding, like I'm going to be good. I'll be fine. It's a long winter here, and you're not going to be out there in the skate park in December and January. It's going to be pretty cold, really cold. I'm sure if you're listening to this, you probably live here. It's a long, cold winter. You're not going to be out there. Maybe you can put the gloves on. Skaters can kind of get away with it. Skaters can wear gloves. If you're biking, you can't really bike in winter gloves. So, maybe that one, afternoon, sun's high, just warm enough, a couple of those warm days, you're going to ride. I'm going to lose some sessions there. But for the most part, I'm going to be fine. Furthermore, more people ride, more people have to buy product. I sell the product. I fix the product. There's going to be enough pieces of supplemental income that will certainly compensate for any sessions I'll lose. That's my opinion. You can come back here in 2 or 3 years, see where I'm at. Maybe I'm wrong. But, I love you guys. I love my customer base. I think you guys really like me as well. I think we have a mutually beneficial relationship, and I think people like what we're doing at BFS enough to the point where they're going to support me. And not support me, but support BFS. That's going to be really cool. I'm really, really excited about the outdoor park. It's really difficult for me to ride at BFS because everything's my responsibility. So I'm just like stressed out all the time. To have a place I can go just ride on my own and not have to worry about it is going to be awesome. It's going to be really, really awesome. And man, there's going to be so many new riders. Having a park so centrally located is a great thing. It's close to the bus station. I think there's a lot of access to lower income. The entry point for the point of entry. No, what's the term? The cost of entry for skateboarding is pretty low. If you could scrape enough money together to get a deck going, you could be a skateboarder, and that's especially for lower income households. If they can get a skateboard and can get downtown, it's going to be there. It's a free activity. There's a lot of camaraderie. It's a positive influence in many, many, many people's lives. It's going to be great for Rochester. I'm super pumped about it. Super pumped. I'm sure you guys will see me down there. I'll be riding there all the time. So, Roc City Skatepark, good thing. I'm happy about it. I'm pumped about it. Let me know in the comments here how excited you are about it, how you think it might affect stuff. And you can even tell me how you feel about the design. We can maybe perhaps do a whole other podcast talking about the layout and the design of that skate park or skate parks in general, because that's cool. And we're done with that section. Lastly, we're going on to the third section of today's podcast, where we're just going to talk about winter 2021. 2020. So, yeah, we're going into, I can't believe it, we opened in December of 2016. Isn't that crazy? So we basically had all of 2017, all of 2018, all of 2019, and we're coming up on all of 2020. 4 years. It's unbelievable. I can't believe we got here. Whew. It's crazy. We just had like a slow motion montage right here. That'd be cool. So for this winter, there's going to be some changes. This will actually be the first winter I'm going into without having, it was going to be the first winter I was going into without really having much help in staff. Like, I got Clark. Clark's the man. I love Clark. But I've always had someone who was above the age of 18, who had a license, who had a key, who was trustworthy. And I'm certainly not saying Clark's not trustworthy, because Clark's the man. I'm just saying there's a role where you need to have all those things: your own vehicle, the ability to handle if someone gets hurt, the ability to do all those kind of more managerial type stuff. This was going to be the first winter I didn't have that, which was going to be tough. In the past, we had Terrell. Shout out Terrell. Got my little Terrell Coke bottle here. We had Cheyenne. We had Josh. And they've all been great. They've all had their strengths. They've done a huge amount for me, and I'm forever grateful to them. And if you guys happen to listen to this, I love you. Seriously, you're a huge piece to the BFS story. You've played a really critical role in the realization of what is Breaking Free Skate Park, what is the dream, trying to get there. We're still on the road to making the dream come true, but they've all been pivotal pieces. So thank you for your service. And Terrell, thank you for your service in the armed forces. If you didn't know, Terrell he's in the Marines. He's serving the country. So this winter, I was going into it like, all right, well, it's just me. And what that means is, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm working 36 hours, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that doesn't count Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then with the expanded schedule on Wednesday, I'm looking at a lot of hours. Lot. But, serendipity. Things happen. If you guys know Dylan McLymond, if I'm pronouncing that right, he's a scooter guy. He's OG. Been scootering forever. Rasp guy. He used to help at beginner sessions. He's like, good dude, good heart. He's been in it for a long time. He's back in the area. He was in Hawaii for a while. He's traveling the country, living the dream. And he asked if we wanted to help out this winter. And I said, well, I don't have someone. Do you want to be someone? So Dylan is doing a couple of volunteer shifts here. We're bringing him up to speed. And with a little bit of luck, Dylan will be working Friday and Sunday, I believe, which would be great for me. Give me a little bit of a break. Furthermore, Paige, if you guys know Paige, she's going to come on board, doing a little volunteer time. Same thing, get you up to speed. Once we're up to speed, let's go. And then lastly, we have Riley, Riley Pym, my buddy. Probably one of my closest friends right now. 16, 17-year-old kid. It's crazy. Life's weird. He's going to come on board, stop volunteering. And the general thing that I do with all my employees is, all right, well, if you want to come on board, come on board. Volunteer some time. Let me get you up to speed. Once you're up to speed, we're good. Like, you got to show me you're willing to be dedicated, you're willing to do the work, and you can handle doing it. It's a super, super easy job. The hardest part about the job is mental. The fact that you're hanging out at the skate park, but you can't ride, which is absolutely torturous for younger people. Everyone's coming in, oh, dude, that was sick. You can hear people landing tricks, and you can't do it. It's really hard. I know you're saying that doesn't sound hard. It's tough. Just imagine that. Like, just think about it. Sitting there for hours. You can't skate. It's like putting like a cake in front of you and like a fork in front of you and being like, you can't have it. Don't eat it. You can't have it. That's tough, man. Really tough. So I just went from having, basically just Clark and I, to bringing a bunch of people on board, which is awesome. I hope we can get everyone up to speed. And like I said, as soon as someone's up to speed, I'm paying you. It'd be great. We can have a lot of expansion at the skate park if I can take a lot off my plate in terms of counter time, dedicate that to other things like videos and programs and lessons and whatnot. I'm just really pumped. I hope it really pans out. I hope you guys can see a bunch of new faces behind the counter this winter, and we can grow to a position where like I dream of having like 2 or 3 people with keys that I can trust, that can count the register, with great, with great duty comes great responsibility, or great I don't know. Basically, like, if you work for me and you're there, and there's a lot of benefits for working for me, working at the skate park, getting the ride access to the park outside of hours for private, sessions, and riding is something I could offer people, which is just so cool. So that's kind of where we're at with that stuff. So there's some new faces around the park, and let's hope it pans out. If you see someone new, slap them up, give them a high. Actually, don't give them a high five. Not allowed to do that. COVID world, we're still pretending like that's a thing. So no high fives. But anyway, yeah, new faces around the park. Pretty exciting. That's it. That's it for today. A lot of information. New schedule, winter hours, open on Wednesdays. Roc City Skatepark opens next month. New faces at the skate park. That's sick. Lot going on. Let me know how you think about everything. How do I end this? Oh, I'll see you at the skate park later. Oh, man.